My shirt is not lengthy. I need my earrings to show because they're beautiful. Hello you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, whoa. I do not talk like that. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it has been literally way too long since I last recorded a video. New background, new phone, actually new camera. We got a ring light going on. We are full on YouTuber mode here. But anyways, I'm so excited. I don't even know where to begin. But the theme of this video is going to be kind of like a life update and what's been going on since that original video that I posted about how I decided I wanted to become a physical therapist. So since then, a lot has happened. But at the end of it all, I am going to be starting physical therapy school this year, 2020. I'll get into all that. It'll be like a life update style video, and I will also share like towards the end kind of what direction I want to take this channel into. So when I posted that original video, how I decided I wanted to become a physical therapist, so I was actually in summer school. I had moved back, like I said in that video, the beginning of 2018, and I knew at the time that I moved back that I wanted to pursue physical therapy, right? So I knew I had a lot of work to do because I was not a kines major, I was not an exercise science major, and so I had a lot of catching up to do in terms of prereq classes. So as soon as 2018 started, as soon as January started, I re-enrolled at the community college and I started taking anatomy and physiology as well as physics. So I was doing that, and then I also took some classes over summer, which is the time that I posted that original video. And then after that summer finished, I went back for the fall and I took the second part of the series. So I took anatomy and physiology, like part B, and then I took physics 2B, like, you know, the second part. That's basically what I did all of 2018. I did all of the prereqs basically that I needed to do. Come 2019, I realized I need to do hours. What ended up being like my big break in getting hours was I actually did physical therapy towards the end of 2018 for myself. Like, I needed physical therapy for my back and my knees. So I went into physical therapy, and the place that I went into, my physical therapist there, he let me know, I mentioned to him like, yeah, you know, I want to go into PT school, like, you know, I'm applying next year hopefully, right? Because this was end of 2018, and he told me that he actually took students there to volunteer with him and stuff, and that's how I ended up at that site. So the beginning of 2019, after I was done with like my month of physical therapy, I ended up starting at that same place that I was going for PT, but as a volunteer. I basically did like stuff that the aides would do, but I was more so like with the PT, like the aides were more independent of the PT, I guess you can say, but I was more with him, and like if he had an eval, then I would go into the eval with him. If he had a patient that came in, he would work on his patient, and then I would take the patient through their exercises. It was very hands-on, which was amazing because no other site that I did any observations at or volunteered at let me be that hands-on. So this was like an outpatient clinic. I learned a lot from there, and I was basically there all of 2019. I also did hours at a skilled nursing facility at a children's hospital, and then I also did a local like community hospital. So I had like 4 different sites that I did hours at, and I think that really helped when I was applying. I didn't complete necessarily the most hours, but I had like, you know, multiple sites basically, so I knew what I was kind of getting myself into, if you could say. 2018 was all about finishing up the classes and the prereqs, and then 2019 was all about completing the hours. In 2019, I also knew that I wanted to apply. So I applied, I think I submitted my applications on not the very last day, the second to last day. Yeah, September 30th, I submitted everything. Mind you, PT CAS opens July 1st, but I did not apply right away because, granted, I finished the prereqs. I realized my GPA wasn't that great still, even though I took all these prereqs and I got all A's in them, except for the second part of physics I got a B in. It still was not going to be enough, in my opinion, to make me competitive. But the thing is, I had already taken bio and I had already taken chem, so I was like, what can I do? And this is a video that I want to make later about boosting your GPA. You know, a lot of times people say, oh, just, you know, retake the class. In reality, it's not that easy to retake a class, especially if you got a B in it or even if you got a C in it and you want an A. So instead you have to be smarter, like I was. You have to think outside the box a little bit, and I'm gonna get into that more, that whole concept, in a different video. But because I had to do that, I had to think outside the box and think about how I was going to raise my GPA. I ended up taking 4 classes to offset other classes. I took 2 chem classes, a series, and then I took a statistics class, and I took a microbiome class, all of them to offset previous grades for classes that I couldn't repeat. Like I said, I'll get into that more in a separate video. So that's kind of like the stuff that I was having to do. And when PT Cast opened in July, I was so like just busy with taking that microbiome class and taking statistics, and I really wanted to do well in it, but because of that I couldn't apply right away to programs. I waited a little bit, like I said, second to last day. My first interview, I should say, was the program that I'm currently enrolled in. It was in the beginning of November, actually, like the second week or something. And I went down, and then about 2 weeks later I heard back from the school and I got accepted, and that was actually my first acceptance ever. And then I got another acceptance after that to a different program I had applied to. It was out of state, and it was like a hybrid program. So I also do want to do a video on some interview insight, interview tips, how I prepared for it. That was all happening in November, and I got those acceptances kind of like the end of November. But a lot of schools, they don't really get back to you till December. In December, when they're getting back to you is kind of like when they're inviting you for interviews. So I do have a couple more interviews scheduled for like the end of January going into February. I want to maybe do like a vlog type thing then. I mean, I'm not gonna go there and have my phone out and be vlogging at the interview, of course, but like maybe share like how the day went on during those interviews and stuff. I'm excited about those. I went back and I watched my first video, and in that video I say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna apply in 2019 and hopefully I get in on my first try. Like I was scared. I was like, oh, I really don't want to have to apply more than once, you know, because it takes a toll on you, like mentally. I can't believe that I got accepted to 2 programs already. I really want to share the application process because it was a little confusing and a lot goes into it and a lot can go wrong with it as well. So that's what you kind of have to be careful with. But I definitely want to break down PT Cast. I definitely want to talk about the cost of applying to PT school because it's way more than I expected. Also, I forgot to mention this earlier, 2019 over summer, I took the GRE as well. So yeah, that's another aspect that I want to share as well, like how I studied for the GRE, what I did to prepare, how I did on the GRE. So, and how it was for me, like the experience of it all. Some of you watching may be in the same boat as me where you're kind of like about to start this year. Some of you may barely be thinking about physical therapy and like, what is it? Like, do I want to do this? And some of you may be where I was during my first video where I knew I wanted to do physical therapy, but I knew I had a long road ahead of me. It's not easy, but it is worth it. I don't want to sound cliche, but literally if you know you want to do something, do it, because you may think it is so far out, it is impossible, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there's going to be a lot of background noise when you're trying to get to that light, but you really just have to tune it out. When you get that acceptance, like I did this year, and you know, I have put in work for years, right? I have been in college since 2013, so that's 6 years of work to get to where I am today. The second I opened that email and I got that acceptance, that was like the best day ever for me. Just knowing like, oh my gosh, like all this stuff I did wasn't just in vain. Like I got something out of it. I am looking at my phone and I'm seeing that I'm accepted. I'm gonna start this year. Like that feeling is just, I can't even describe it clearly. What I'm saying is in the end, it's all worth it, but you still have to put in the work. And even now, it's not like I'm done doing work. It's not like my hustle is over, my grind is over. Now is when like the real work begins. Like getting in, as tough as it is, but getting through it is just as tough, right? Just to recap, I've been very busy since my original video getting stuff done, and now I finally have time to myself, time to record and upload these types of videos, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to make my next video, but like I said before, I will address GPA, GRE, PT CAS, costs of applying, and anything else that's suggested to me. And I'm really excited to get started. And then eventually when I start school, I definitely want to share, like, I don't want to, like, I know I'm not going to vlog every day that I'm in school, right, in the program, but maybe like a weekly recap or a weekly vlog or something. I don't know how I'm going to go about it, but I definitely want to share. I definitely want to document the time that I am in PT school, because I know it's going to fly by. Even though it seems like a lot right now, like 3 years of my life, I know it's gonna fly by, so definitely want to share that as well. I will catch you guys in my next video. I promise I'm not just saying that and then next time you see me, I'm like, oh hey, I graduated PT school.